Celtics are in real danger of falling into the play-in tournament. How much of this is on Brad Stevens?
Some of it, but not as much, I think, as being portrayed by some. Look, the fact of the matter is COVID protocol has meant disruptions in the lineup. Obviously, Kemba Walker's injury. Gordon Hayward's passing in the starting lineup isn't there anymore. He was more valuable than people realized. I find it hard to point to a coach who has lived in the Eastern Conference Finals in recent years, the one year that they stumble. Let's see what happens going forward.
Chris Canty, you're up. Luka Doncic ejected with a flagrant 2 last night. Doesn't count towards his 15 total techs on the season. What did you make of that one on Colin Sexton?
I think Luka Doncic is out of pocket for doing that. I mean, that's a violation. I don't care what sport it is. There's a code amongst players, and clearly Luka violated it right there. And then I didn't care too much for his commentary after the game when he talked about he didn't know what he did. It looked pretty intentional what Luka Doncic was doing to Colin Sexton in that moment. I'm just saying.
Chris not having it. Max, after dropping to the Knicks, Kawhi admitted he's dealing with a left hand issue. How concerning is this for the Clippers?
You got to be concerned. Like, are the Lakers handling it with LeBron better? Sit him out. Let him get better. Or are the Clippers handling it with Kawhi better? No, have him play through it. Continuity. Time will tell, but I'll tell you this. Kawhi, I expect to show up in the playoffs as he does every year. He had one bad Game 7. Otherwise, is an all-time great playoff performer. Elevates under pressure. Paul George has not. To me, it's still about that. Batman needs his Robin to step up in these playoffs. If he does, the Clippers can get out of the West. If he doesn't, they can't.
More NBA news. The league fined David Griffin $50K for detrimental comments, public criticism of officiating. The decision came 2 days after the Pelicans executive vice president of basketball operations spoke out strongly about his concerns over the amount of contact referees allowing New Orleans forward Zion Williamson to endure. Williamson currently out indefinitely with a fractured left index finger. Here's Griffin Friday.
I'm really frustrated because this was avoidable. We told the NBA through every means available to us that the way they were officiating Zion was going to get him injured. And quite frankly, he's injured now because of the open season that there's been on Zion Williamson in the paint. He has been absolutely mauled in the paint on a regular basis, to the point that other players have said to him, I'm going to keep doing this to you because they don't call it. So there is more violence encouraged in the paint against Zion Williamson than any player I've seen since Shaq. It was egregious and horrific then, and the same is true now.
All right, again, that was Griffin on Friday. NBA champ Kendrick Perkins back on your screen. Perk, I truly believe in mentorship, so I understand you have a message for Zion. Please, go ahead.
Well, first, Molly, let me address David Griffin, okay? And I'm addressing it in my New Orleans voice. God bless his heart, baby, because he don't know no better. And this is a damn shame. This is the reason that guys around, the old school guys, call our league soft because of weak commentary and weak comments like that David Griffin said. Now to Zion. I believe Zion is a future superstar. I believe that Zion is the face of the NBA. But this is what Zion have to realize. People are not going to move out of his way. This is a grown man's league. You know what happened when they started fouling Shaq hard? Shaq got more dominant. He got meaner. He started getting more offensive fouls. He started putting the elbow in people's throats and necks to move them out the way. He got fiercer. He got meaner. That's what Zion has to do. When he's already dominant, he has to get more dominant. Now you got to add a little spice of that red pepper or that crawfish seasoning that they have in New Orleans and get it more juice flowing. Have people afraid of them. That's the advice that need to be said, not that baloney David Griffin just came up there and said a few days ago.
Max, do you like David Griffin defending Zion and how he did it?
I love it. And while, sure, Kendrick Perkins has played with every superstar in the NBA in the last 10 or 12 years, and sure, Kendrick Perkins has won a championship, I dabbled in NBA 2K, so I think I have plenty of credibility on this subject.
Don't embarrass yourself.
Let me explain something to you. There have been 4 players in league history that combine ridiculous size with ridiculous athletic ability, and the game was called differently against them. Wilt Chamberlain, Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James, and now Zion Williamson. He's a physical freak, and the game is called differently against him. Perk, I'm not arguing against your point, well, how are you now going to respond to that? I'm saying the guys on your franchise, executives, coaches, teammates, should absolutely have your back in exactly this way. They should step up and point it out. This is no different than what people did in Shaq's day. Or, I mean, it's the same thing. You think Phil Jackson never pointed out publicly that the game is called different for Shaq? Yeah, you want to draw attention to it. Maybe it buys you some calls. Plus, it lets your superstar know, yeah, we got your back. It's not Zion's fault that he's so big, strong, and fast that he can blow through a foul and the refs don't even really see it because it didn't really affect him. It's still a foul, and it should still be called. And if people want to make the same argument they made with Shaq, like, well, then, how are we even going to play the game? That's for you to figure out if Shaq's an unstoppable weapon. That's not for Shaq. That's for you to figure out. Same thing with Zion. I love the fact that Griffin got his back.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.